Hey y'all, so this next topic I want to talk about is very personal, but it don't matter because it's for the betterment of the group, meaning empowerment to women. So I'm gonna share. I am comfortable in my position as a person right now of 38 years of what I've already been through, so I feel confident and comfortable now sharing. So I'm gonna start here. I was 21, 22, because I had just had my son, and I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I was still in the military. I realized something about myself that I did not like, and the thing that I didn't like was one thing I don't like, my lips pilling. But anyways, the thing that I didn't like was how I was handling myself with men. I had done some embarrassing things that I did not look at as a whole picture. Most likely acting off of impulse and I don't know, maybe emotions, So I'll disclose a few embarrassing things that I did as a young adult. One, I was in a relationship, and I wanted to get out of the relationship, but I didn't take the necessary steps to get out of the relationship. I had seen signs of disrespect is what I felt it was, but I learned later that it ended up being like abuse, like emotional abuse. And so I still had a young mind that you don't just break up with somebody without somebody else. You have a couple of potentials on the side, and then if you break up with that person, you already got a rebound. That's, I guess, where my mind was somewhat. So instead of breaking up with this guy, I flirted with another guy, back and forth in emails, telling him, I wish you was my man. You wouldn't treat me like this, that, and the third, right? And then I also got close with another person, and we basically kind of fell in love, like just over texting and getting to know each other. Like I really loved that person as just a person. He was a really good spirit, but I never did anything other than that, flirt. I didn't sleep with either one of them. I didn't, sneak no kisses or nothing like that while I was dating this person. Now, and that was just like beforehand. So fast forward back to where I started. I am about 21, 22, and I'm gonna just tell it all, yo. My husband at the time, my baby dad, had abandoned us. My son was 6 months, and I begged this man to stay, and he did not want to stay. So he left. And so it had to be, I want to say about 4 months of begging him to come back after that while he was gone, that I ended up getting close with someone. And I was married. But I felt like I was getting a divorce because you know how he had abandoned us like that. And it was unfair that I couldn't annul it. And it was also unfair that, well, I couldn't afford it at that time. But that was my plans. So anyways, I did end up sleeping with that person. And then a couple more months go by, and then I actually get into a relationship with a whole different person. And then once I realized how that wasn't working, all of a sudden my baby dad comes back in the picture, And me and him try to work it out, husband, and then I get pregnant, and then he leaves again. Okay, so at that point, I'm thinking like, why do I do the things that I do when it comes towards men? And I didn't understand it. So I started doing what I did as a teenager, which was getting help, self-help. So I started looking up self-help for like self-esteem. They really didn't have too many books out there about what is a Jezebel or what is promiscuity. Actually, if a poll was held, some people would say I wasn't wrong for what I did. And, some people say I was. But the thing is, my faith belief system in Yahweh and Yeshua, I still had it then. So obviously it was something, a spirit in me was telling me like, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. Do y'all think that's when I really like fixed it, got better? No, I still didn't understand what the freak that made me do the things that I did. So fast forward a bunch of years, I divorced him, and then I get remarried. Oh Lord, look, different face, same stories that I'm dealing with. The difference is from this, I moved away. And when I moved away, I had a real big, I got hiccups, encounter with God, 2020. Maybe some of y'all know, because 2020 was real and I went through a lot. I'll share that testimony another time. I got to a point, that I was about to kill myself. Like I was about to lose it, nut up, kill myself, or really hurt somebody else or damage some property. That's where I was at. The Lord came in, he stepped in and he saved me. What saved me at that point was music, gospel music. I'll share that testimony as well. Okay, so from there, I finally get to my own spot. Good grief. And I am now saturating myself with gospel music and preachings. I'm listening to every preacher out here in these streets on YouTube. I am listening to TD Jakes, Sarah Jakes, her husband, Tyreek. I'm sorry, I done tortured his name. I was reading so many books by Patricia Shear, just like getting so deeply connected back to the root of God, Yahweh. And one of the pastors that I was listening to was Pastor Kim. And Pastor Kim talking about loneliness. And she was like, baby, you ain't got to be lonely. She said, let me tell you something. This is what you do. When you lay down and get ready to go to sleep, you get that Bible app and you turn on that Bible app and you push play. And you just sit there and you just listen. Lay there and listen to that Bible. I guarantee you, in a good 5 to 10 minutes, smooth, that's the sound voice, smooth voice, is going to put you to sleep. You going to fall asleep and you ain't going to be lonely. Y'all, I didn't want to be lonely. And I figured that from that point that I needed and wanted a man. It didn't make no sense to me how I could get everything somewhat correct, but that what I mean, I got my own house, I got my own car, or I got my own job and my own money, and my kids are taken care of, and we're not really wanting for nothing. The only thing is, like, at the end of the day, I would want a mate or a companion or something. I didn't want to live like that. I wanted to be pure because I'm still married. So at the time I had a boyfriend, still married, called my husband, and I said, you can just say it's my fault now, so because I was like in my mind clearly thinking I'm being healthy, moving on. But at the end of the day, after listening to that Bible night after night, I was convicted by the Holy Spirit to stop sleeping with my boyfriend. Then after I stopped sleeping with my boyfriend, everything else started being exposed because I'm being more exposed to the Bible. So I'm remembering verses. And not only that, I would go to sleep listening to the Bible at night. And then I wake up in the morning and I do like a real strategic studying as if I was in school for theology. But it's just for personal gain for me to get closer to God and have more knowledge and understanding for myself. So that's how I feel in my day. So getting all that word pushed into me and realizing things that didn't bother my spirit before, or that I didn't pay attention to, started bothering me. Like pros and cons of you and a mate. Like me, I don't like to watch TV. I don't really like to watch movies. I feel like it's just too much that goes on within them to give that my space. Again, another story. So I ended up breaking up with him. And then from that point, it was a 1.5 year strand of no flirting, no texting, no looking for somebody on the line, like dating apps. Nothing. It's just been me and God, like I am at the point in time in my life where I refuse to deal with anybody that do not treat me like God would treat me. Especially for a man, because that's supposed to be his go-to. You supposed to treat your wife like God will, like Yeshua treats the church, And so the things that I have dealt with, I'm like, I would rather go to sleep in peace and know that I'm comfortable with me, I'm happy with me. So, is it hard? Yes. I remember I had went out of town after I had broke up with my boyfriend. And when I came back into town, I was like, hey, I miss you. I just want to see you. And I went over to see him. And I remember going back and forth in my mind saying, you're not going to sleep with him. You better not sleep with him. Don't sleep with him. You come too far, And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep with him. I'm not going to sleep with him. But then when I got to the room, I knew that I was like, ooh, yeah, it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen. Then I was like, no, you're not. You come too far. You come too far. So I was about to get ready to leave. And then the Lord confirmed some stuff to me that was exposed. And so I did get a chance to escape. That's why I'm telling you the word is true. The Lord will give you a way of escape. It says that no temptation has come over so strong on the man that the Lord won't give you an escape from. So he definitely gave me an escape from that. And I thank you so much. Yeah. Tuda. Yeah. So do I think that this could work for multiple people? Yes. Do I think that, if you really love sex a whole lot, or being in a relationship a whole lot, that is not gonna be hard? Like, you will probably fail a couple of times. I do. But here's the thing, and y'all gonna hear me say this over and over again, because it should be common knowledge, and we should not just look at it as words, and we should just take truth for what truth is. Okay? From birth to the age 5, when you turn 5 years old, that is who you are. Period. That's who you are. And that's who you will be until you get to a point where you want to change it. See, that's what I'm saying. I got to the age 21, 22, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't like that about myself. Why I do that? Ooh, it made me feel some type of way about me, So it took me over some years. That was 22, baby. I'm 38 to actually do it. Not, have I gotten better and have I learned a few things along the way? Yes, but not to where I am right now. Well, I can honestly say that Jezebel spirit, dead, gone. You could try me with a lot of things, but one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Long as I am married to a person, I ain't gonna do it. And if it be the Lord will, that I become a single woman again. You ain't getting none before marriage. It's just not gonna happen, you know? We finna get some real old school courting going on around here. You feel me? It's a reason why you do it, y'all. It's a reason. Because feelings, they are so fleeting sometimes. And then sometimes you have to put your feelings aside for your mate. You know, but you got to be able to know that you're in a healthy relationship to do that. You can't just be putting your feelings aside. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're actually getting abused. So anyways, of course, comment below. Let me know what you think about my story of killing Jezebel in me. And let me know what y'all think. Like, do you think it could work for you? Do you have a friend or somebody that you know that maybe it could work for them? My testimony is tried, tested, and true, because I am back in a position where I could be a Jezebel. I could really get out here and be up in this world. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna do it. It's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I fear God more. Like, it's not y'all. I don't care nothing about y'all judging me. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? You'll see all my flaws. I'll mess up words. I got stuff on my lips, you know. Whatever. You know. I am here for the glory of Yah. That's it. I don't care about humans judging me. The only person I care about judging me is God. So I am out here attempting to do the best that I can. You know, with my little bit of will. I'm clinging real close to Yeshua. That's who y'all call Jesus. Yep. So anyways, thank you guys. And if you did enjoy the content, of course, you know they say to click like and subscribe and all of the jazz. Thank you. Bye.